I hand over some change to the girl behind the counter and take 2 styrofoam cups of tea. I try to accentuate my bow a bit to cover for the fact that she's quite obviously deaf. Come to think of it, I probably should have asked for help instead of leaving those 2 in the garden while I bought drinks. Trying to juggle the 2 cups of hot tea for them and a can of coffee for myself out of a vending machine isn't exactly easy. A can of coffee? What the hell? With some careful maneuvering though, I managed to keep everything stable and upright as I walk over to the bench where Lily and Hanako are sitting and chatting. It's actually quite a nice place. Lit only by moonlight, it's tucked away some distance from the main events. Compared to how hot it had been during the day, this spot is actually pleasant and cool by now. Not that it matters all that much, most of the visitors have moved to areas that are either closer to the fires or higher on the hill in order to view the display apparently planned. Welcome back, Asao. Her ears are good. It's not exactly close and even Hanako didn't notice me. Here you go. Sorry, it's instant, but that's all they had left by now. Hanako gingerly takes the cup. Gingerly? What the hell does that mean? Takes the cup from my right hand and gently places the other into Lily's outstretched hands. Did you enjoy the festival then, Asao? Yeah, it was pretty fun. An honest answer, much of the food may have been somewhat subpar, but it was a lot of fun in the end, especially with Hanako and Lily. In fact, I think those may have enjoyed themselves even more than I did. With both Lily and I around, much of Hanako's withdrawn nature around others died down enough for her to enjoy herself. Hey, fireworks! As we sit drinking, the whistle of the first firework rings out before it explodes into a violent shower blue against the night sky, heralding the beginning of the end for the festival. Enthusiastically, shouts can be heard from the crowd scattered around the school grounds celebrating them. For a minute on end, Hanako and I watch the fireworks over here, as Lily blissfully listens to them with her eyes shut. Red, green, yellow stars shaped, circular, and pattern, all matter shaped and colored fill the air one after the other and dance across the sky. No place near where I live put on such lavish display. Festivals like this were a thing of the past in such metropolitan, I can't say that word, fuck, metropolitan area, there you go. To be seeing such a sight with these 2 is probably the happiest I've been in a long while. So that's it, the festival is finally ending. Yeah. She gives a delicate wistful sigh. As much as I complain about all the stuff we had to do, it's still sad that we'll have to graduate before the next Yamako festival. I walk forwards and stand beside Lily, gently resting a hand on her shoulder. Don't worry, we'll still have Tanabata later this year, right? You're right, it'll be nice to go there when it comes. Minutes of silence pass with only the blast of fireworks to be heard. Seeing these 2 remind me of those words of advice Lily had given me as we walked into town together. Cherish the opportunities to make new friends, huh? Hey Lily. She turns her head slightly to show that she's listening. Hanako gazes still firmly fixed on the technicolor fireworks bursting overhead. You mind if I join you 2 for tea every now and then again? She smiled. The smile on her face is more than enough to see her answer. It would be a pleasure, Sal. Yay! What the fuck is this? This is awesome! The first legit cutscene. That's me and Lily. Ah! What? Oh, this is awesome! Act 2, pass. How long is this game? This game is gonna be hella long, but that was worth it. That little cutscene, that was fucking awesome. That was such a I'm sorry, I perked up. I lit up like Christmas lights because I was excited. I thought a kiss was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna kiss her, but it didn't happen. I want to kiss her, but I can't do it. I can't kiss her. I wake up to the annoying din of my alarm clock. Its bright red numeral lights line up in my face. It's the same alarm clock that I had at home, one of the few remaining artifacts from my days before coming to Yamaku. I hope that using it will help me ease my transition into this new life. No such luck though. Groggy, dragging myself out of bed, I wipe the sleep of my eyes, then reach over to my desk. I open a couple of bottles of medications, threw across it, and swallowed a few pills dry. By now, the process is starting to become automatic, something I should be glad and given the purpose. Feeling much more awake than I wandered into the bathroom. While the shower warms up, my mind begins to wander as a new daily routine begins once again. The bright colors of fireworks fill my mind as the two girls whom I spend my time watching them. It feels strange to be moved so much by people I know so little about. Then again, I suppose these are normal circumstances. At least I had someone to talk to now, aside from my schoolmate next door. With the time left before school begins today waning, I begin to get ready for class. Walking through the door in the classroom, I notice that there's still somewhat early. I see about 5 or 6 students miling around, most of them looking as they'd rather be still in bed. It's at times like this I appreciate being a morning person. That said, 2 students in particular seem to be as perky as always. Hi Shisume, hi Misha. I certainly said my greetings would be lost on the former so quickly. Wait, no, let me read that again. I suddenly realized that my greeting would be lost on the former, so I quickly follow it with a wave. She doesn't seem overly bothered, or interested for that matter. Hello Hoshana, are you feeling well? I can only assume her greeting comes from Shisume. It's hard to tell if she's speaking as herself or Shisume sometimes. Better than most everyone else, I guess. You two seem bright and chipper. Misha signs this back to me as I said it. Electizing is someone terse answer. Let me read that again. And now we don't have water, but I got a Capriccion. Let me put this. Get some sustenance, cause I've been reading for almost 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. My fucking. Oh, I didn't poke it right. Aww. Ah, there you go. That tastes yummy. Fruit punch. Misha signs this back to Susume as I say it, electizing a somewhat terse answer if her sharp and rapid arm movements are any indication. Considering that these two made such a big deal out of the festival preparations, I probably should have chosen my words more carefully. Since you're a new student, we've been cutting you some slack. Please don't expect this kind of task dodging to be allowed in the future. Misha looks like she's about to add her own comment, but quickly comes back to interpreting as Shisume continues on unabated. While your contribution to class to a star is appreciated, words should go around quick that or these two have their fingers on the pulse on the school. We would prefer your efforts to be focused on the task at hand, namely your own class. As much as I hate to admit it, they do have a point. Before I can respond though, Shisume asks something more which draws a smile from Misha. Did you enjoy the festival then? Lecture over, I guess. Yes, it was good. Did you two enjoy it? Shisume gives a short nod. Misha agrees about and bounces her head up and down. The contrast side by side is amusing. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice more students starting to trickle into the classroom. A quick glance at my watch confirms that they're a few minutes late. Hey, it's Hanako. I look over to Hanako's seat and realize that she's already there, contentedly reading a book. It makes me wonder how long she's been there without me noticing. With heavy footsteps coming into the hallway, Muto's arrival, our idle talking comes to an end, and I take my seat next to Misha. As the door slides open, he strides through with a ponderous gait. I don't know what that is. His posture is even more than usual. His eyes are barely staying open. I guess my quip to Lily and Hanako about the staff was misplaced. Everyone opens their books as reached his desk, and the first class of the new week begins. I rub my ass as the lunch bell rings out, glad that the temporary retreat from work. Hey, it's Lily! I entirely unsurprised when I look over the door and see Lily standing there, cane in hand, patiently waiting for Hanako. Considering her absences of my request to join yesterday, I decided to spend my lunchtime with them rather than eat alone. Hanako moves surprisingly fast to meet her companion, and the two enter the hallway before I can catch up. Oh god, it's a face! Lily's head turns slightly, registering the sound of my footsteps behind her. As Hanako notices and follows her head, she almost jumps in surprise. Hi, Hisao. Hello, Hisao. Hi, sorry if I startled you. Lily turns to greet me, helped in her orientation by Hanako. Good afternoon, Hisao. Are you joining us? If it's not trouble, there's not much else to do, really. Lily gives a small nod, as if silently brushes away any idea that would be troubling in the least. Oh, they changed the picture. We descend one step of stairs. Oh, this is the main lobby, I think. Alright, we descend one of the set of stairs and walk down the hallway as usual room. Our pace somewhat quicker than usual thanks to Lily's using Hanako's for direction rather than her cane and the railings. As expected, it's disturbed. The sound of other clubs can barely be heard as sunlight streams into the room from outside. Looking around the room, I noticed a couple of empty eyes propped against the wall that I don't think were there before. Oh fuck, I skipped something. Should I get the chest set out? Hanako's voice seemed less tense when she's directly addressing Lily. Yes, I'll make tea while you guys sort the pieces. Ah, I can do that for you if you like. She ponders the offer for a moment before smiling, confirming that I made the right choice. Her face is remarkably easy to read. Very well, thank you. She slides her retractable cane into the handle on her bag and sets it against one of the table's legs, before taking the seat opposite Hanako. As I prepare tea for the three of us, I can hear a small wooden piece being set on the board. I wonder how good Lily is at chess given her circumstance. By the time I place the steaming teacups onto the table, Lily and Hanako have already moved their first pieces as they nibble on sandwiches and rice balls from their respective bags. I note that the chessboard they're using has holes in the middle of each square and the pegs on the bottom of the pieces. So I guess so you can place them like little alright, okay, that makes sense. Watching Lily's fingers skating over the board, tracing out the positions of the pieces makes me marvel a little at the simple ingenuity of the design. It must be specifically made for blind players. Oh, that's kind of cool. So they don't, when Lily's touching to see where they are, they won't fall off or move from the direction. That's actually really smart. Here you go. Hanako gives a small nod as I put down the cup next to her of the board. Lily's hand ventures sideways slightly, so I gently place the cup touching the tips of her fingers as the gesture seems to be appreciated. I finally take a seat, silently sip my tea as the two play. The contrast in their appearance while playing is interesting to watch. Hanako looks closely at the board, her face one focused concentration. Lily, on the other hand, keeps her head level and maintains her calm neutrality. Lily's gentle voice addresses both of us as she continues to play. How was class? Now that the festival is over. I'll look to Hanako to see whether she answers first, but see that she's doing the same. Not great. Half the class seems to be dozing off, even including the teacher, not to mention the test on top of all that. Hanako quietly asks her own agreement with us. I could imagine that being a bit difficult for you, being a transfer student. Well, I think I did fine. Other than the shock of test coming so early, science is probably my best subject. How did you do, Hanako? Me? Okay, I guess. Hanako's too sincere to be able to pull off lying very well. That much is obvious. Lily's smile slits very slightly from her reaction. Hanako mustn't have been skilled enough at academics to do very well without preparation. How did your class handle it, Lily? It went surprisingly well, actually. Only one student was absent, which was better than what the teacher expected. With the topic all but run dry, the two concentrate on their chess game once again. I can't say I ever liked the idea of chess as a spectator sport, but given its unique nature, for one, I'm rapt of watching the game unfold. As time wears on, both of them demonstrate the distinct skill at playing the game. Having captured two more pawns than Hanako, Lily has the upper hand, but only slightly. I actually like chess. When I was a little kid, I used to actually go to chess competitions. It was considered to be a very nerdy thing, but chess is one of the reasons why I like strategy-based games so much. Having the upper hand, and it's kind of like, it's a brain game. It makes you feel like you're smarter than the other person if you beat them, because essentially as using, knowing each move of the hand and being able to predict stuff, and that's why I like chess so much. I might play again. I think I might need to get to that. It helps you a lot, so I might have to start playing chess again. Until Hanako makes a strange move with her queen. Seized upon this lapse in judgment, Lily takes a piece with her knight. Without hesitation, Hanako moves upon to take Lily's rook on the opposite side of the board and promotes it into a queen. Lily's face falters as her fingers move over the piece and she realizes that she just fell into Hanako's trap. It's a little distracting to have a board traced out after each move, even if it's out of necessity. Judging by Hanako's lack of reaction, she must be used to this. She and Lily must have played at least a few games of chess against each other after all. Check. That's not bad at all. Nice, Hanako. The compliment causes her to flower into a surprised blush. Aw, look at her. Thank you. I didn't think it would work. I looked over Lily's, her fingers having just finished tracing the position of her remaining pieces in an attempt to extricate her king from this bind. I think this is checkmate. I take another look at the board to confirm. Sure enough, her king has nowhere to escape without being threatened by another piece. My early questions as to which of them is better has just been answered. So it is. Lily gets a small side of a sight as Hanako smiles. From their reactions, this seems to be fairly usual as a result. How long have you two been playing? Since I was young. Lily nods at Hanako's brief answer. Hanako taught me how to play soon after I met her. I can beat her every now and then, but that's a rarity. I don't seem to have the right mindset for it. If Lily came to Yamaku at the start of high school and met Hanako when she moved to the door, that means she only been playing about a year. After seeing Hanako's level of play, I'm not too surprised Lily has trouble beating her. But she's better at languages than I am, so why take the compliment, Hanako? You just beat Lily. I thought Lily was gonna beat you. Lily gives an appreciative and slightly amused smile at Hanako's quick reversal for her compliment. Well, that's how it is. Much to everyone's surprise, the bell suddenly rings, heralding an end to the lunch break. That game lasted longer than I thought it did. Same, I guess we better get back to class. Hanako's already in the middle of packing up, so I take Lily's bag and offer it to her. To my surprise, she takes it and nods and then places it back down on the table. Hasao, may I make a request? Sure, go ahead. Would you mind if I were to quickly feel your face? I think that's how people read. Blind people read other people. Oh no, go ahead, I don't mind. The question takes me severely off guard, but once I regain my composure, it seems sensible enough. So far as Lily's had no idea how I actually look like, this will be her only way to find out. Lily raises her right hand, in which I take in mine and guide it to her face before letting go. The room is entirely silent as Lily's hands move over and around my features, from the chin to my cheeks to everywhere else. I expected this to feel a lot more disquieting. I can't say that word. I suppose that's because the action is entirely a matter of practicality, being functionality no different to simply looking at someone's face. Her hand is soft, but what it takes me by surprise is the length of her fingers, not to mention how short even the slightest of her movements are. I have no doubt that her level of tactile feeling will be far beyond mine. Her hand briefly runs once through my hair before retreating, unsure that every inch of my face has been committed to her memory. It's only now too that I realize Hanako has been silently watching the entire time. Oh, this is weird. Hanako has been staring at this very awkward and sexual hand figuring face thing. Thank you for letting me do that, Hasao. If I might, I think you're quite handsome. I blushed a little bit at her remark before raising a question in an eyebrow. But if you can't see how, just because I can't see doesn't mean I don't have my own preference. I better go now. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess we'll see you later then, Lily. Walking through the hallways back to our classroom, I noticed that Hanako seems quieter than before, but also more comfortable. Lily, her hand on Hanako's shoulder, seems to pick up and assure her pace as well, smiling as they walk. Oh, everybody's happy, yay! If I could spend the rest of my time at Yamaku like this, I don't think it'd be so bad. All the needs for joy and smaller chance of happiness after all. As I reach my desk, I set my back beside it. I realized something, or rather my stomach does. I was too busy with the stew I forgot to buy lunch. That's a chapter done there? That's a weird way to end that chapter. Okay. Saturday, my second most favorite day of the week. This is almost entirely due to the fact that it's a day that with the second least amount of school with class ending at the beginning of lunch. I open my door confidently, myself being more than confident of being able to get enjoyment out of the fine weather and shorter class length. I comfortably stride down the hallway and down the stairs to the lobby of the male dorms. I confidently look behind me to see the footsteps are approaching. I lose my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Kenji. Hey, what's up? Hey man, what's up? Not much, I guess I'm looking forward to the afternoon you. He wraps an arm around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Let's step outside, shall we? I was just about to before you stopped me. He doesn't take my reaction to his theoretics well. Ignoring him, I walk outside and start down the step. It doesn't take long for him to catch up with me again. I wonder if he wants money or to rant about another conspiracy. Maybe both. I got a bone to pick with you. What? Uh-huh. It's about that blonde, you know who I'm talking about. Conspiracy it is. For a moment I contemplated feigning ignorance, but realized this will go quicker if I just let him get it all out. Lily, the one from your class? You're on first name terms with her? He looks possibly shocked at this development. Did he not expect me to be able to answer? He gathers himself and coughs into his fist, dramatically like everything he does. Well, never mind. I'm here to warn you, you know, man to man. Warn me about what, Lily? Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I only know her and Hanako for less than 2 weeks. Even then, we've been exchanging banal chatter about school as we while away lunch. I'm pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're the one spending inordinate amounts of time with her. It distresses me that someone like Kenji, who probably is far out of the loop as one could possibly get, knows as much as trivial fact as who I choose to befriend. Then again, I am a transfer, and she's not the only representative of the class, but also a tall blonde. Maybe I should appreciate this ranting as a warning that a room will exists in the school that I'm fairly within it. It's just lunch, nothing special. Look, man, under the bridge, see this bridge? You're under it. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. I just want to make sure you don't end up far too under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. That's okay, lots of people get lost. That's why I'm here, help. Just be careful around her. She looks harmless on the outside, but I heard shit. Bad shit. You know the student council, right? He seems to involuntarily shudder. He seems to involuntarily shudder as he says the words. Putting him and Shizumi together in a room is amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they met. Yeah, Shizumi and Misha are in my class. I seem to have dodged the draft though. Good man, good. But this blonde, she was there in the student council, right? Damn there. I see, and she's not there now. Seriously, think about it. Something must have gone down. I stopped walking for a moment, giving the idea more thought that I probably should. I would explain the fight the two had, at least in part. Wait, no, not really. Even leaving student council would need a catalyst. In the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that their fuse goes back some ways. I guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how that really affects me, though. Okay, now, field time. Field this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Obviously? Now, what nationality is she? I opened my mouth to give an answer but realized I have none. In fact, I've given them a very little thought. Given that she has no accent and acts perfectly Japanese, I suppose it never really seemed important. Now that he mentions it though, I'm rather curious. To be honest, I don't know, maybe English? They like tea. I probably shouldn't resort to stereotypes, but that's the only lead I had. You're not thinking. Luckily, you have me here to think for you. Gee, thanks. He brushes off the quip effortlessly. Now, answer me this. Who has lots of social power, is filthy stinky rich, you know, blondes are all rich, right? Has a long history of disputes and used to belong to a much larger organization. The Roman Catholic Church? Well, okay, there's that. But there's also the Mafia. Come on, rich, foreign, there's no way she doesn't have connections to them. And this is where me personally lose interest in talking to Kenji because now he's just talking out of his ass. I have reason to doubt the logic of his seductions, but he shows no sign of stopping. So you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy, small time, dude. She has to be from Sicily. All these mafioso ties come from there. Wait, no, Russia. Damn, this could be bad. The mafia there is serious business, man. The ex-KGB everywhere. Paramilitaries, hardcore smuggling, and... Wait, stop. Just slow down for a sec. What point are you trying to get at there? I hear. You don't know what you'll do, man. I won't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that. But I want you to be just careful. Well then, time comes. We'll need all help we can get. And I don't want to lose you, comrade. Or at least he's concerned about me. For me, kinda. I wave goodbye to him as we separate out to respective classes. But I'm not sure that he sees the gesture. Piling my books into my bag, I catch a glimpse of library books I borrowed last week. I might as well return them considering that they took all 2 days to finish. I barely considered inviting Hanako along to the library, but she's already gone. It'll probably be better for me studying if I'm along anyways. With a quick stretch, I wait to a couple classmates who give the same to me, and I make my way out of the classroom. As I open my bag to shove the books through the return slot in front of the counter, I notice a strange parent behind the desk. Old and gray, and she must be Yuko's replacement when she's working at the cafe. I begin to look for a free table. A task made somewhat difficult considering that despite there's not being many students here, they're all sitting at their own tables. Noticing a familiar head of hair, I walk over near the braille section. Yay, it's late! It's hard to tell whether the lady's concentrating hard or not. Her placid expression holding perfectly still as her finger slides across the dot-filled pages of her book. Hi, mind if I sit here? No problem at all. She traced off, eventually still focused on her business at hand. Ah, Hasao! She gives a nod greeting as I sit opposite to her table, pluck a chemistry textbook out of my bag and quickly thump to the chapter where we're covering in class. For a while we sit there and read each in our own way. Seeing her reminds me that Kenji said this morning though, that the fact that I never seen someone read in braille before makes me keep throwing glances at her. I kind of feel guilty about it, given that she has no way to realize I'm doing so I decide to just ask her about it. Her lineage isn't exactly a state secret after all, and there's another thing I only just noticed from her movements. Hey lady, mind if I ask a question? No, not at all. Is there anything wrong? I was just wondering, you're at least part foreign, right? She gives a small giggle before slowing down her book. I've always been amused at how squeamish people are about that. Akira mentioned how much she and I look different from most others before. The details are a bit complicated, but I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. Scottish? That's not exactly my first guess. It takes some effort to not blur it out loud though. I try to conjure images of the place in my mind. I think as far as the UK goes, Scotland isn't bad to live in, but I'm not really sure. My first guess of England was surprisingly close, at least geographically. That does leave another question though. But you have no accent. That's where the details begin. I was born and raised in Japan despite my mother being foreign. Ah, I get it. Hold on. If she moved to the door simply due to Akira's working longer hours, so they don't live near the school. She gives a small sigh. She didn't expect me to go any deeper with her previous frankness, just a front. No, not exactly. It's been a long time since we actually met. I feel like I'm getting into a whole story. I feel I'm not getting the whole story, but I really don't want to get unduly prying into her situation. Her about face shows she feels kind of awkward about it. Oh, she doesn't look that awkward. So do you speak much English? To be honest, I don't know that much about Scotland, but at least I know that their main language there. It takes a moment to collect herself, appreciating the change in topic. That's right, my family mostly used Japanese around the house when I was young, but then they made sure Akira and I knew our Scottish sides just as well. I'm fluent in the language, but also studying in school. To keep my skills up, and to have the qualifications on paper mainly. So you're bilingual, that's pretty impressive. I'm bilingual too, fuck yeah, Spanish! I wouldn't go that far. Having parents who can speak the language is a large advantage, and English books and brailles aren't too hard to buy or import, with Yuko's help at least. There's a relatively high demand for local English teachers here anyways, which helps me get some motivation to learn it as well. Demand for English teachers. For a moment I wondered why she brought this up. You're planning to be an English teacher? She gives an enthusiastic nod. It must be nice having such a defined future in mind. I never really given much thought to mine, so I'm kinda envious. What's wrong? It's just I could see you as a teacher pretty well. It suits you. For a moment she's speechless. She lowers her face a little and lets out a nervous giggle, something I'd never seen her do before. But Lily's role as a class representative, her dependent nature of teaching does seem to be a line of work fitting for her personality. Sorry, that was probably a little bit too much. It's true though. Waving her hand in front of her face, she quickly recovers. It's not that, it's just only one person ever said that to me before. A short, somewhat awkward silence follows the discussion. Without knowing it, I end up steering into a troublesome topic again. I should try to cheer her up a little bit. It was me who went and got her brooding after all. Wanna grab lunch at the cafeteria after this? It might perk her up a bit, at least to take her off of my apparently a complicated family situation. Going by her smile, it seems to have intended. Let me try that again. Going by her smile, it seems to have the intended effect. I appreciate the thought, but the food there, quite the quick redirection of the conversation. She does have a point though. The food there isn't the greatest. Maybe the Shan guy? We could ask Hanako if she wants to come as well. What is it? I almost forgot. You remind me. Hanako's birthday's coming up soon, and I was going shopping in the city for a present tomorrow. If that's an invitation, I'd be happy to accompany you. The ability to get more used to the layout of the city would probably be a good thing. I have barely set foot there, so I am hopelessly lost by myself. She gives a nod, signaling that she happily approves with this plan for Sunday. We eventually get back to our books, though. Before I begin reading again, I steal one last glance at her. Maybe I've been thinking of this situation too much. After all, everybody here would have their own unique circumstances. The chances to get outside and clear my head would probably do me good. Holy shit, we're fucking cruising. We are cruising around the world. We are cruising through this game like it's a joke. But guys, I think I'm gonna save here real quick, because I don't want to lose anything. Let me save it. Let's override this. Perfect. Awesome. And we're gonna stop playing there for a little bit. We're gonna continue playing more Katawa Shoujo, but hopefully all of you guys are really excited for this. I don't know how long is it gonna be going for, or like I don't know how long this game is, but to anybody that actually has finished this, if you guys can tell me in the comment section how long this is or this goes for, because I don't have really much knowledge, or it doesn't give you a lot of idea where it ends, and I would like to know that, because I want to know the process, so the progress of what I got going on. But to everybody out there watching, thank you so much for watching. My name is SlyFoxHound, and I'll see you later with more Katawa Shoujo. Take care, homies. See ya. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you guys really enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like. It shows your support. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this, then subscribe so you never miss a video. Woo!